Hello there, and I'm here with my bestie, Petra Baptiste, and this year I was told that I will be walking in and landing and sitting in beautiful spaces, and we have chosen a beautiful space for us to be in after sitting in a beautiful space yesterday. I want to be the first to congratulate you on your debut collection at Paris Fashion Week. It was exquisite, fantastic, beautiful. That was the word for me. What about you?
It was everything. It was everything that I... Cheers, darling. It was everything that I anticipated and more. And just having, because it was my debut, having that genuine backstage experience, knowing that I was not focusing on the models or the designers, but it was people focusing on me to put everything together. And I say that because I've had the experience backstage at London Fashion Week.
Right.
But I was the one fussing over people and making sure that everything, but to have it the other way around, that was my first experience in having that in that capacity. So it was brilliant. It was brilliant just having people coming up and, Miss Baptiste, are you okay? Do you need anything? And the models were like, Petra, whatever it is you need us to do, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're happy with this and da-da-da-da-da. Right? So it was lovely. Lovely is an understatement. Exquisite is an understatement. I don't think there is a word.
It's not been invented yet.
Exactly. I don't think there is a word right now to describe the experience that I had yesterday. So March 7th, 2026 will forever be the day or a day that I shall never, ever forget. No, even in my old age, when I'm losing my mind, I shall still remember that day. So it was good. It was really, really good. I've got no complaints. That's it.
And you made history yesterday in terms of being a St. Lucian. Somebody from the Caribbean. Just want to move that child out of the way who's leaning over into our discussion. And he's doing it again. Okay. Can you see him? Yeah, that's right. We can't see him now. I mean, you made history yesterday.
Yes.
As being a cultural ambassador. Is that the title that we're embracing at the moment? And I don't feel that you were just representing St. Lucia.
No.
The attention that you've been able to garnish. So tell our listeners, once the podcast interview went out on the 1st of January, you sent emails off to various news outlets. What happened next?
In terms of sending out emails and trying to garner people, I would say I probably sent out like a good 300, 400 emails. I would send like 100 emails at a time for a day. Just letting everybody know, and that would be from the Caribbean diaspora or the British diaspora, any and everywhere that I could, because I feel like this was something that everybody should know and not just the Caribbean. And with that, in sending the emails, the feedback I got was amazing. I'm very proud of the people who came back to me and the different islands that came back to me. And I would like to mention Antigua participated, as in I got a radio interview with Observer AM, and that with Sharon Simon, or Simon, whichever way she pronounces her name. I got an interview with Morning Barbados, and that was in itself with Miss Nelson, was the one who coordinated everything, and that was beautiful. Then I got an interview with St. Lucia Times, and I'm so pleased with St. Lucian media, with the way that they came out and the way that they did the thing for a fellow St. Lucian, and they were not ashamed of it. They were proud of it. They stood tall behind me, and as we're talking about standing tall, let's talk about The Voice St. Lucia News. They stood This stood the tallest out of everybody for me,
And rightly
because
so.
initially it was an interview that I wanted. That's what I asked for,
Yeah.
and I got 10 times more than just an interview. I got a conversation with Mr. Edwards, and Mr. Edwards was like, okay, if you're doing this, we're going to back you up, and we're going to do this the proper way. So we're going to start a blog to from here until the show. And then he said to me that we're going to send a reporter from St. Lucia to document the whole the event. And to be honest, I was quite taken aback, because we have the tendency to say that we're going to support, but when the time truly does matter,
Yeah.
people tend to find reasons to, I can't do this and I can't do that. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't keep my word and stuff like that. But Mr. Edward, the voice, Solution News, they kept the word. And right after the blog, I was told that Madame Noel is going to come and to cover the event. And with that, we already had that correspondence going on, Madame Noel and myself. So it only felt natural that she would be the one coming. And with that, she showed up. And I was like, wait, she's actually coming. So with that, the voice, I think that the voice Solution News, the way that they showed up for me, and not even knowing who I am as a person, but just the fact that I am representing them, St. Lucia and the Caribbean, and the way they put the best foot forward and kept the word and show up in action, that was
very impressive.
That took me back.
And the journey alone could have been something to put somebody off, because she had to go via Barbados, London, Paris. But she came, and she did her job. She was with the rest of the press corps.
This is it.
Again, the amount of press that you had that turned up for the fashion show was just something else. I've never seen so many cameras in one place. The venue that was picked, the backstage area for the models to change and to be comfortable. The way the show was run, everything about it.
Everything.
It was my first Paris Fashion Week, and to be in VIP and on the front row and in a reserved area was absolutely fantastic. And you know what? I dreamt this.
Really?
I dreamt that I was on the front row at Paris Fashion Week with my legs crossed, staring at my new shoes, and then looking at the runway. And that's exactly how it how it turned out. I love the idea that it was full for you, that you had, both sides of the aisle, as it were. The runway was filled with people who were happy to be
there.
But let me tell you something before something tells you.
That's right.
Petra's collection, and I'm not biased, because a lot of the collections were fashion, high fashion, ball gowns, business suits, that kind of thing. But Petra's was costume. Tell us about how that went down.
From the very beginning, when I got the opportunity, I had already felt that I was going to be different, because a lot of the time when you go to those fashion shows, it's a lot of couture, like the dresses and the skirts and the suits, like you said. Nobody tends to bring the costume aspect of it. And because of that, when I got the opportunity, my very first thought was costume. We bring in Caribbean culture, and what is Caribbean culture but costume? So in doing that, I knew, and I was quite confident that I would, as my debut, I would have all eyes on me. I would make a great impression, and on top of that, I would actually be the one that everybody would be like, damn, right. But when I as well found out that I would be the one opening the show, or opening my segment of the show, I figured, you know what, everything, all of that is part of the blessing, because I would bring the costume to make the people feel alive and bring the energy and bring the vibes, and that is what Caribbean culture is about.
And
bringing
you
that
certainly
in,
did.
and that's what I did.
And what I love about it as well is that in those places that are normally exclusive and not inclusive, to see a black woman, to see a St. Lucian woman, to see a Caribbean woman in those spaces blasting soca music.
It was Tennyson John. Listen, I hope Tennyson John doesn't have copyright on that song, because I didn't.
Well, it's no longer his. Is it he? Is it he? It's no longer his song anymore. You
It's our
overtook that song, and I was dancing in my seat. I think that there were people who were watching me while I was watching the show, because I was so excited to see everything come together. It was just so exquisitely done.
Yes.
From the beginning, right from the first model, right the way through to the last model.
When I did my walk and I saw the cameramen and they're bumping to Tennyson John and going, I was like, okay. So I myself, I started strutting down the runway with a little walk and wine in the walk kind of thing, because the cameraman, because there were several, and it's either they was going in the shoulders or the head was bumping kind of thing. So right then and there, I knew that I brought that energy, which I truly wanted to bring, and everybody was feeling the moment, feeling the vibe.
Oh, 100.
And stuff.
100.
So that was...
And it was so different from all the other music that you had, which was, quite high-tech, boom, boom, boom music. Some was quite classical. And then to come with soca music,
I came with soca music.
Well, but what more, you couldn't have come with anything else.
Well, this is it. Stay true to the culture. Soca is culture. This is it. And like I always tell to people, I will forever stick to that statement. I stay true to what I know. Soca music is what I know. I take pride in my culture, and I'm not just saying it. It's a feeling, it's an emotion. For me, I take pride in my culture. I take pride in the music, the food, the dressing, the who we are, the way we do things. So I bring it as we do it back home, back in St. Lucia, back in the Caribbean. That's what it was for me.
Right, and you did. It was such a proud moment. With all of that energy that you generated before, during the show, after the show, and then we had our own little after party as well. This woman, she's so extra, So she took us to this, it was called the Train Bleu?
Le Train Bleu.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Say that again? Le Train Bleu.
Sorry.
Opulent, beautiful.
Le Train
Bleu.
Okay.
Okay. And it was just exquisite.
Exquisite.
Beautiful.
I mean, that's the best way to finish a day. Like what we had yesterday. A place, a beautiful restaurant with great ambience, with high ceiling, and the walls are immaculate with artwork and art decor, and it was just, I mean,
not too different from where we are at the moment. Which is opulent and beautiful.
We do things classically, darling. That's what we do, darling.
Well, this is it. And and I feel as though these are the places where I should be. Because you did say that if I felt a bit, I could give you a ring if I got here early. And I'm thinking, this is where I should be sitting. In beautiful spaces. Enjoying exquisite, it's calming. It's getting busy now, but when I certainly arrived, it was nice and peaceful. So thank you for yesterday, and for the meal yesterday as well. I want that to go on record of your generosity as well. I thank you for that. Petra, tell us what's next. In fact, how do you come down from a high like that?
Never.
I've always right.
Never.
In fact, somebody told me that this morning. Don't come down.
You don't come down from that, and you should know best about that, because you did TEDx recently in Lagos, Nigeria, and that in itself. Oh, sorry. Oh God. Blame it on the tiredness, Okay. So anything I say here that is incorrect, I'm tired.
No problem.
But being on that, on a stage like that yourself, and there is no coming down from that. as far as I'm concerned, right? You can find different things, and especially when that experience is your first experience,
Right.
and it gives you that high. It's like you will try other things, but other things can never give you that true, genuine highness out of it. So you would be one of the best people to know. How do you come down from that? So you answered that question.
Well, I think what I liked how we came down from that was actually stepping away from it and going for a meal where we could. And you gave everybody the opportunity to talk about their perspective and how they were able to cope, how they enjoyed the experience as well.
Yeah.
And I think that was really nice with your closest friends
Indeed.
present as well, which was really good.
Yes.
Did you sleep
That was
last night? You've had months of not sleeping at all, or
Months of-
operating on a few hours sleep.
I couldn't sleep. I think I had like 4 hours sleep, but yesterday's lack of sleep was due to just sheer tiredness. But that tiredness was on a whole different level in the comparison of the months prior.
Right.
And I still haven't slept properly, but I think I'm going to save the good sleep for next weekend. Yes. Because I'm already back at work tomorrow, so there's no
Right.
sleep for that.
Right.
But I've already planned next weekend to have my downtime, just me, be at home, eat good food, sleep, just be in and out of sleep.
Yeah,
That's the
rest.
most I want to
Yeah.
do next weekend. That's
And
the
I
most
really,
I want to go.
I really like that. I like that we're scheduling our downtime now
you
that
have to.
the show is over, and
You
we're
have
looking
to.
forward to having some good periods of rest and relaxation and just doing you.
And this is it. And speaking about downtime, my idea is to, for the next 2 to 3 months, to take a serious break before I move on to the next project.
And what does
For the next-
what the next project likely to be, do you think? Because you were in hot demand after the show. People were all over my girl, exchanging numbers and chatting and
know.
connections.
The
I know you don't particularly
networking.
like it, but
Yeah.
they were rushing you yesterday.
The networking after I finished my showcase, the networking was beautiful. I think I went hoarse for a minute. I could not speak. I was losing my voice because everybody was like, Kai Baptiste, and I'm turning left, right, and center and doing 360 and 180 all at the same time. But it was beautiful, and I had not even left the building, and the number of opportunities that I received yesterday is amazing. And for me to say that I have any set plans as to what the next step is going to be, I can't be precise right now.
Right.
Simply because I did have a plan, but out of all the opportunities I've gotten since letting everybody know about this journey, so many other opportunities has arrived that I'm now having to reshape the plans that I had. So now I'm going to have to sit down and really contemplate as to what the next step is, because I've got so much. I've got the opportunity to design for stage play theater. I've got the opportunity to design for beauty pageants. I've got the opportunity and a whole other platform. Yesterday approached me and be like, Kai Baptiste, we need you for our platform, and that's in Italy. Right? So I now have Italy. I've got an offer for New York Fashion Week. I got an offer for Monaco as well. I got an offer several offers for Cannes. And there's another show happening in October, which I now got the opportunity for as well. So all of that I have to contemplate, and it really does matter because of the timing, because I would love to be able to showcase different pieces for each show,
Right.
and to
Not
put
the
a
same.
collection together. The time really does matter. So for now, I would say that let's see how it goes, but there is truly something that I have started that I would love to finish, and that is my book.
Right, right.
Right. So if nothing else happens, I want to finish the manuscript for my book by the end of the year. That is definitely something that I have. I'm holding myself accountable to finishing.
And this is
And,
Daughters of the Caribbean.
Yes.
And the lookbook.
And the lookbook.
Right.
So I have the idea, thanks to you, I'm going to put a lookbook together for the whole journey of Paris Fashion Week.
Goosebumps thinking about that.
For it will be like everything that I use, from the materials to the processing, to the techniques, and to the backstage scenes, and to the actual show and the actual finished pieces. So the lookbook is going to be all about that. Yes, and then, as you said, Daughters of the Caribbean is coming out. That has to come out because I like to finish the projects that I've already started, and I started that 2 years ago, and I feel like this is the moment with everything that is happening and everything that I'm doing does surround the Caribbean. So now the book will be a different avenue but shine a light on what is happening within the Caribbean diaspora. So yeah. So if nothing else happens, the book is going to happen.
Right. I mean, I really do hope that the St. Lucian government is listening and watching and following your blog, because
Thank you for that.
You're already doing the work of a cultural ambassador, and it would be wonderful for you to have the title, the authority,
Officially,
and the resources to go with it as well. And we've been talking a lot about sponsorship and having sponsors, because if you're about to embark on another fashion show, you really do need to have people who are backing you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And can you say a bit more that if there was something on your wish list and you were doing Paris Fashion Week again next year, what would you like to have in place that will make it even more spectacular than this experience?
Are you just speaking in just generally, or from like Caribbean authorities?
Well, I've always said that when we've spoken to, I'm talking Caribbean in particular, it's good for us to back our own. But do you remember I always cite Stella McCartney?
Yes.
And I say, well, she has teams behind her.
Yes.
So whilst she can purely concentrate on the design, this time round, you have been social media manager, PR consultant, marketing consultant, designer, seamstress. You have been all of these different roles that I see you. And it's given you fantastic experience doing it.
Yes.
But I also know that it's not sustainable for you to do it all by yourself.
No. That is something that doing it myself first time round, I don't think I want to do it alone moving forward, because like I said, it takes a lot of energy, it's time consuming, and I feel like the time I could have put into doing all the other things, I could have put that time towards designing as well. Yeah. So with that, like I said, doing the social media, chasing the media and doing everything on my own. Yes, there's a part of me that enjoyed that, but in itself it's quite exhausting as well, and it took me away from what I truly wanted to do. So from the moving forward, from the Caribbean diaspora and the Caribbean authorities, one of the things I would say I would need is sponsorship. I would need a bit of help. As in, if you're good with social media, somebody could just be like, you know what, let me take care of the social media for you. So that takes some pressure off me. And if somebody is good at media, then somebody could just put their hands up and be like, I'll help you with the media aspect. So it's just everybody coming together and creating a team. It doesn't matter where you are, because everything now is virtual.
That's right.
So people coming together and being part of the journey and doing what they're good at, basically. So that will give me time to focus on what I am truly good at, which is the designing. So yes, it would be good to put a team together from the Caribbean diaspora moving forward and getting that sponsorship and getting the authorities to acknowledge, to truly acknowledge what I am doing. And I'm hoping, since doing Paris Fashion Week and being successful at it, it will now let them know that this is somebody that they can bet on, and this is somebody that they can actually take serious, because I did all of that by myself, bearing in mind that I financed everything on my own as well. So if I can do that alone, can you imagine what I can do with a team behind me?
Right, and we spoke about that as well. We spoke about sometimes people don't back you until you've already done it, until you've already proven that you've done it by yourself. And that's when offers, flood in for help, or people want to get access to you. Tell me, or tell our listeners, this beautiful story about your mum planning her travel and how that opened up yet another door of support for you.
So this is this is awesome, and I will tell you, I would truly say that there is a higher power. And I don't want to say that. I know there are people who does not believe in the whole religion thing. I get it, right? I understand that aspect of it, but I myself, I do believe that there is a higher power, because currently my mom is she's preparing to go on a trip, on a cruise trip, right, with her friends, and. But then they can't seem, the people who's going on the actual cruise, they can't seem to do anything because they're not technology savvy. So they now had somebody called I call her Miss Sharon, but Sharon's is a person who's helping to book the cruise for them. Then my mom called Sharon and said, Sharon, is there anything that you need from me? Because from the 3rd of March to the 11th, I'll not be available because I'm going to Paris. My daughter is showcasing at Paris Fashion Week.
Yeah. And
Sharon said, wait, what? You have a daughter who's doing Paris Fashion Week and she's from the Caribbean? My mom said, yes. And she said, and lady, you keeping that so quiet? You're not telling anybody about your daughter is St. Lucian? She's St. Lucian and she's doing something that big and you're keeping that so quiet? Give me her number. You know how we St. Lucians speak when we get excited, right? Just like, tell her to call me and give her number. And in my head, because I don't know who Sharon is, right? Bear that in mind, right? So in my head, and knowing how St. Lucians behave, she said, give your daughter my number and tell your daughter to call me because I need to have a conversation with your daughter and da 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 da. Now my mom now called me after that conversation with Sharon, and then she said to me, this is the number, this lady is expecting you to call her, and this is what transpired and whatnot. But at the time mommy called me, I was literally meeting the organizer of the show in a meeting. So I said to her, okay, as soon as I'm finished here, I will call Miss Sharon. I got home, called Miss Sharon, right? And the way I call her Miss Sharon, right? Because we St. Lucians, we call everybody Miss.
Yeah.
And the way Miss Sharon went on, you could have sworn me and that lady know each other for like a whole decade already, right? And the way the conversation flowed, and Petra, and you're telling me you're doing this and nobody knows about it, and you're not telling anybody, and you're doing this on the quiet. What is wrong with you? Da, 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 da. You're doing something so big.
It is big,
right?
Huge, yeah.
And in the space of, I would say, 3 to 4 hours, and that is between my mom telling me to call her, and by the time I got off the phone with Miss Sharon, I had already spoken to Miss Sharon, then I spoke to Mr. Edward, because right then and there, which Mr. Edward is the one who's running the Voice, is running the Voice newspaper, St. Lucian News, sorry, and in that conversation, Mr. Edward had already offered me an interview, offered me the blog, offered me for Alice to come come along, and did all of that, and this is how all of that transpired. It was mommy going on a cruise, speaking to Miss Sharon now finding out about me and Paris Fashion Week, and Miss Sharon now speaking to me. I had now already spoken to JD, if everybody knows about Junior
JD Douglas.
Right, right. And I had already spoken to JD, I spoke to Mr. Edward, and I spoke to Mr. Gregory Lord, not knowing, Sharon does not know that Mr. Gregory Lord had already designed for me in one of the pageants that I was participating way back when I was a kid, and it just went full circle. And
I love a full circle moment. Yeah.
I love a full circle moment. You're right. And that is how all of that came about, and here we are today.
Yeah.
And actually, before I came here, I had to, I don't know, I had that instinct that I had to call Miss Sharon before I came here today, and I did let her know that, you know what, I'm getting prepared to go and meet you guys today. So basically, I can't stay for too long, but I felt the urge that I had to call her rather than text her and have a conversation with her, and let her know that, you know what, that we need to have a longer conversation, but we can do that when I return or tomorrow evening after work. But I just had, because the thing is, for the role that she played in all of this, and for somebody who does not know me, who took a chance on me, listen, you have to acknowledge people. 100%. You have to give people the credit, and that is how, I strongly believe that is how my blessings shall forever continue to find me, because I keep giving people the credit and the applause when they deserve it and when they have achieved it.
Yeah, you're giving them their flowers now. And the funny thing about being in contact with JD Douglas is that he charged me to make sure I keep him up to date on your progress and what was happening during the day.
Yeah.
So I took a few pictures.
I did not know that.
Because as far as I'm concerned, the whole experience needs to come from you.
Yes.
So when you're ready to post your pictures on social media,
which I haven't done any.
I've done one or two of like me and Patrice and me and his dad and things like that. But I sent JD a couple of things
thank you.
last night before I closed my eyes. I thought, let me honour the promise that I would keep him informed.
Yes.
I wish I could play the message for you now, but his heart is so warm. And he's so appreciative and so happy for you. He actually blew kisses on the message as well. So never had to ask me who the man was.
Oh dear.
He is ecstatic at the fact that you got through with what you wanted to get through with.
Yes.
And it was flawless.
He's a character and a half, and I genuinely love his energy, his vibes. And every time I speak to him, he's always like that. I can't explain it. It's like he's forever happy. Is that something?
Yeah. I mean,
he's forever happy.
You get some people who just have a naturally happy disposition about themselves. And he really loves the work. He loves his work. He loves his craft. So when he sees a young woman like yourself coming up through and showcasing St. Lucia in the way that you have, he can't help but be pleased and be happy for you.
And his work is amazing.
Yeah.
And when I spoke about getting the opportunity, since we're talking about Mr. JD, he was the one who gave me the opportunity, or offered me the opportunity to design for the theatre, for the theatre play.
Right.
So, and that is something that I truly, genuinely want to do and will do. And apart from the fact that getting that opportunity, but could you imagine working alongside JD?
Oh, you could, the techniques,
JD.
you know, it's almost like I have watched my mum my entire lifetime bake. But being able to have one-to-one with her and the little gems that she might drop that I wasn't not aware of, or techniques that looked really hard, and Mum had a way of just being able to explain it.
Yeah.
I could imagine you sitting with Mr. JD, designing, crafting, him sharing stories that he may not have shared with other people. Because he knows,
into the universe.
Because he knows he's talking to someone who's just as passionate as you about what it is that you're doing. The little techniques about doing something. When you think, you know, when you look and you see people, because I was studying the clothes on the runway, And I'm thinking to myself, how did they go about incorporating some of the fabrics that they did? How were they holding? I'm sure there's little techniques around all those kind of things that you as a designer would know, but you would to learn from. It's like learning from the master, isn't
From the
it?
master,
Learning
so,
from, an expert, and you deserve that one-to-one.
Yeah. I would truly appreciate the day that actually does happen, where I could sit with Mr. JD himself, pick his brain, ask questions,
And there you go.
and as well for somebody like this who's so well-rounded, I truly think that he's got a lot of stories to tell, and I love stories. So it would be a pleasure to sit down with him and hear him talk about his journey throughout the years, be it good, be it bad.
That's it. You've said it before. You've said it before that I should interview him.
Yes, you should.
And based on what you've just told me, I think I should set that up. Yeah,
for sure. I think now that you're starting the other aspect of author to author podcast, which is unedited conversations, I think JD would have a lot to say. And if you don't do that, I don't know. I think you'll be mad.
You know what? Sometimes it
depends
on what energy is given to you.
Yes.
And he comes across, because you and I are now celebrating another chin-chin. 20 years of a friendship. And I think that's what's made the Unedited Conversations podcast so easy to do, because I'm sitting with someone who, leading up until the fashion show, we spoke sometimes multiple times a day.
Oh God.
Anything that happened.
We calling each other.
So I felt it works best with people that I know.
Yes.
And people that I've known over a certain length of time as well.
Yes.
So obviously I've known you for 26 years. I've known Izu for 3 years now, going on 3 years. Miss Sai Good is a new friend, but I knew about her body of work before I actually met her.
Okay.
And now I've got an interview lined up with Robin Travis, who is an author.
Right,
but somebody who...
Prisoner to the Streets. I've read his book. I've read his book. His very first book, Prisoner to the Streets. I read that. I actually bought it. And when he did the launch, I think he was somewhere in, I want to say Tottenham. But right now my brain is not functioning.
Yeah, he's from Tottenham. Right. I think the launch of one of his books was at Hackney Empire.
Okay.
But yeah, it's someone who I know about, I know of. And I don't know if you remember, I told you that he rang me out of the blue to speak to me, and I was and he was like, what? I said, you are being happy, so and he's like,
his book was amazing.
But his Prisoner to the Streets was just amazing. His second book is my favourite.
I haven't read his
Mama
second
Can't
book.
Raise No Man.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Which I confessed to him actually that that's the book I wish I wrote. Because it was done so well through a series of letter writing, and it's now sparked, his book has sparked my academic writing, because as you know, I will be writing as part of an anthology. So that deadline's coming up soon as well. But everything right now, all roads were leading to Paris Fashion Week, and now that's done. We can start picking up what our other projects and that might be.
I just realized I just switched to Creole. I'm so sorry.
I understood, and I think that I think there's a translation facility on here. People can translate here, but yes. And I'm learning this is that I understand more than I can speak back. So when you and Noel, Alice Noel was talking last night, or you and your mum was talking last night, I could pick up a few words and think, right, the general flow of the conversation and what it's about.
Like we're saying, so you can pick the sense out of the nonsense.
Well, there you go. And then you should have heard Neville talking French last night. So he was picking up a few words as well to get us back in the taxi, to get us back home safely. He was picking up a few words as well. So You know, we can't make this assumption that everybody speaks English and it's and it's okay. So, and it was wonderful hearing you, your mum, and Alice speaking French yesterday, and it was wonderful meeting your friends. We just mentioned them, Madame Vilma,
yes,
has the softest hands in the whole wide world.
She's amazing.
She's absolutely amazing. And
now, speaking about Vilma, we have to state that Vilma is the one she is the catalyst of me today sitting here as a Paris Fashion Week designer, right? With that title, she's a catalyst of that.
She is.
Because she's the one who, and I will forever say that, she is another person who I will never forget and I will never drop. Like we say in Summer Shop, I will never drop shape.
No.
Right? Because she was the one who said, Petra, I have a friend who's the organizer of such and such a show for Paris Fashion Week, yada yada. I will speak on your behalf. Tutus, I had a name, I had a number, and
wonderful.
And here we are. Today we're sitting a day after the show, having this conversation, and that is all because of Vilma.
And she is the quietest person in the room.
I know, right?
She's quite happy to just listen and observe and take it all in. Very graceful. I can see why you two are friends, because they're very similar. And she's your travel companion as well, isn't she?
Yes, we are. We've been to several countries together. We've been to Germany, Belgium, Italy, Switzerland, Amsterdam. And we're planning on doing Barcelona in May. So, she plays a really great but an important role to me, being here in a country where I do not have friends, because she's a person I would pick up the phone no matter what time of the day and be like, hey, I have this problem, yada 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 yada, and all she will say is, how can I help?
Right.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, she's beautiful. She's beautiful.
And we all need one of those, a Vilma. We all need a one of you.
Oh, bless you.
Right?
Bless you. What you said last night, I was emotional anyway. From the time I saw the whole thing, I'm a crybaby anyway. So Neville said to me, I didn't watch the show, I was crying, but we had a plan. I was supposed to take the photos.
Yes.
He was going to record it all. I don't have any photos. I think I had the phone up, and then I saw you come down, and then I came outside afterwards and I gave you a hug and you said, Pam, I'm going to, because it was just, but it wasn't sad tears, it was happy tears that my friend finally got through with what she wanted to get through with.
Exactly.
So, and I'm glad to have met Velma. Now I can put the face and the name together. Yeah. Now, Madame Josephine.
Ooh.
Let's get into it.
A ball of energy.
All by herself. I thought she was going to sprint onto the runway.
She did, because remember when I was walking down the runway doing the designer walk,
yes,
she bolted in front of me, gave me a hug, and gave me a bouquet of flowers. So what you're saying is exactly what she did.
Yeah.
Listen,
but before you came down, she was sitting on the other side of the runway.
Yeah.
And we locked eyes.
Yes, and you just instantly knew.
Right, yeah.
It's like, I think I speak so much of you guys to each other that you actually know who each other was before physically meeting each other, to the point that today you could just clock eyes and you guys just knew that, okay, this is Pamela and this is Josephine and this is Vilma.
But you describe people very well though. Because I recognize, what was the lady who runs the show?
Madame Chavez.
I recognized her.
Ah, ouais?
Just from how you described, not even her physically, but her attributes and the way that she carried herself.
Yes.
And then Gigi actually gave a speech. But I knew who she was as well.
Yeah.
Because she's walking around in her authority as the director, CEO of the whole, the whole thing. Yes. So I recognized her. So that was absolutely amazing. But I like Josephine's frankness and her honesty and her fun. She's a very funny person. and the energy she brings to everything that she does. But did you notice how she's invited herself to be one of your models for next year?
Yes, for next year.
Okay.
Now the question is, can I say no to Josephine?
Probably not. No,
Probably
she's going
not.
to need some kind of role.
No, Josephine will be like, didn't you hear me? I said I wanted to model. Why am I not modeling?
There you go.
And even if I have to create a piece just for her,
Right.
I would have to do something to incorporate her in the show. And it's as simple as that. That for people like her, I would, if I had to design 3 extra costumes for her, I would. Because what this lady has done for me, being in this country, and I'm talking about outside of the whole fashion situation,
she's your go-to woman, isn't she? And because of her experience, you can go to her and say, how do I execute, X, Y, and Z? How do I find X, Y, and Z? And she's the kind of person that she will know. What she doesn't know, she'll find out.
She's that.
Yeah.
And I will keep saying, because all my friends and my people, I don't even call them friends. I call them that we have a sistership. That's my word.
Yeah.
And being in those sistership, everybody plays the role quite well in my life. Because let's be honest, no one person can give you everything that you need as a human being. You get different aspects, different attributes from different people, and everybody plays that very well. For me personally, but at the same time, I hope that whatever it is that, or who I am and how I am, that I can play that role to them in their personal lives as well.
Oh, definitely.
So I truly hope that.
It's definitely a two-way street.
It's important to me that I'm able to do that for them just as much as they do it to me, to the point that I can sit here on camera and speak so highly of all of those people.
Right. You wouldn't have had them in your circle if they weren't.
Not at all.
And you wouldn't have even invited them out after the show if they weren't.
Not at all.
And I can see the quality of people that it is that you have around you, and it makes me feel better knowing that you're in a country like Paris and a city like Paris, and you have these amazing
people alone
around you. Yeah. Something tells me though that people from yesteryear, people who were in your old battered address book, are suddenly going to be calling you, because it happened after TEDx. Which we discussed, people were coming out the woodwork wanting to know exactly how I was able to do something like that.
C'est toujours comme ça. C'est toujours comme ça. It's always like that.
Right.
You do the thing, and then everybody wants to backtrack, do a 360 or do a 180.
180, yeah.
Right? And the thing is, sometimes when you truly need them and you do that 180, and you've come out on the other side, it's like, okay, when I truly needed you, you decided to ditch me. So now I don't need you. What's your purpose for me now? You don't have any purpose for me to have you in my life. You play no role anymore because you decided to take yourself out. And when you don't accept them back into your circle, then people have an issue.
That part.
Then people are like, oh, Pamela thinks she all this and that because she did TEDx and yada yada. And Petra thinks she all that, and Petra thinks she posh and did this just because she did Paris Fashion Week and her costumes is shit and all that. They will speak, and that's okay. Because one of the things I know growing up in St. Lucia is that St. Lucia will raise you with with like 10 backbones and 20 pair of balls to deal with nonsense. So whatever it is that comes, that's fine. The people who were here, and I'm stating it for the camera, the people, and I'm looking into the camera, big and bold and bright. Now listen to this, The people who were here when I was struggling, not sleeping, right? The people who would answer the phones 1,000 times if I called 1,000 times are the people that I know now. Now that I've done Paris Fashion Week, and as I will continue to do all the other shows that I will do, because best believe it, I will do them.
We're now getting started.
These are the people that I will continue to know. So if you backed out on me, if you dropped me before all of this, darling, continue dropping me, because I know you now. And I'm looking dead at you. And I know some of y'all know exactly who I'm talking to. No joke, no lie, no bullshit. I'm saying Lucian and we don't bullshit, huh?
100%, and I agree with you. And the thing is that I remember someone who is a celebrity like yourself now. She's a celebrity like yourself, and I said to her, "How are we friends?"
I am not claiming that title yet, but thank you.
How are we friends? I said to her, and she said to me, Pam, because you don't need anything from me. You don't want anything from me. We're just friends.
We just
And
thank you.
she said, Pam, I can see people who enter my life. I can see them coming, and I know what it is that they want from me.
Yeah.
They want my connections. They want to know people who I know, blah, 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 blah. She goes, and I'm happy to give them the connections that they need, but they're not really interested in me as a person. And she goes, and Pam,
it does make a difference.
I know that you don't want anything from me other than my friendship, and that's how we've been able to stay friends. And I said to her, you're right, I don't need anything from you.
Because you make your own connections.
Right. Yeah.
You put yourself out there to do things your way.
Right.
You're not, like you and I always speak and we talk about lazy shopping. We don't do the lazy shopping.
No, we don't. No.
Because even with all the connections that you have had and you have offered to me, I make my own connections, right? It's like you don't need people because you want to genuinely put the work in. So that, because it's all part of the process. It's all about what that makes you enjoy doing what you do. Knowing that you send that email out to yourself, by yourself, and knowing that you got the response based on what the email that you sent. So that in itself give you a particular joy, knowing that you got a favorable response, knowing that you did that for yourself, right? So yes, you don't need that lady for her connections because you do your own. Just like even if I know, if I pick up the phone and say, Pam, I need 3 interviews right now. Recommend a radio station for me. And you'll be like, okay, call this person, bam, 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 right? But for me, I take all of that as part of the journey, the pleasure out of doing what I'm doing, where I make my own connections. Do you understand? So all of that in itself is quite important.
And you did it. You can point people and signpost people.
Yes.
You can say call such and such and do such and such. But Petra, everything you managed to achieve, it's all on you. 300 emails.
Everything you've achieved is on your 17 awards for your books. I mean, come on now.
Is it 17 though? Is it 17? I'll have to go back and count because...
It is, because last time I counted we were at 17. I'm sorry. Last time I counted we were at 15.
Right,
last time I counted.
Right.
And bearing in mind that you have recently just won more awards for 2025.
2026?
No, 2025.
Okay, go on.
And you have more awards coming for 2026. Wait, you've won you've won awards already for 2026. Alrighty.
Yeah, we won't go into what rated means, but there you go. If you know, you know. That's what they say. If you know, you know.
Sorry.
Swearing on my podcast,
so
honestly.
Sorry.
You can take the girl out of St. Lucia, but you can't take St. Lucia out of the girl. Is it Dennery?
Dennery.
Yeah, she's a Dennery girl for sure. To say it how it is. 2026 has got off to an amazing start. It ended on an amazing start. I think I got the what was that award called?
You're so gorgeous, you know that.
Thank you. What was that called? A Women Like Me award.
Oh yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you've got one, the same award coming up.
How you call it? Honorary?
For being honorary, yeah. Being honoured for a Woman Like Me award. Ching chin to that. So congratulations. We've got to get them all in because
Désolé.
There you go.
Merci.
So yes, so that happened in December. And then already for January and February, I've been nominated for quite a few awards as well. I also started my newsletter.
Yes.
And that newsletter is really inspiring me that if I say I'm going to do X, I make
It holds you
sure,
accountable.
right, that I do it in that month so that I can write about it.
Exactement.
So we, the last edition, we were talking about coming to Paris Fashion Week. So I'll be able to give everybody an update in the next edition that comes
Updates
out
and
on
photos
the 1st
and
of April.
videos and everything.
Right, they're going to be sick of me. I said prepare to be sick of me because everything about Paris Fashion Week was just amazing. But you know what? Nothing more amazing than being able to see you, because we don't get to see each other very often. Video calls are good, phone calls are good, voice notes are good, photos are good, but being able to see you in person.
A whole different ballgame.
And Patrice even commented on that as well. He said
Really?
the way that you two get on when you met each other on
It's
on
like
Friday.
yeah.
Right. He said it was really nice to see
Yeah.
that I have a friend like you,
And it
and
ain't
that's
gonna
coming from him.
change.
And that's coming
It
from
ain't going
him.
to change. I mean, 20 years. I mean, come on now.
But I am expecting you to take a break from me as
Pourquoi?
well. You know, every now and then we take a break from each other. You know, when I say not a break from the friendship, we're not cheating on with other people or anything. But I know very much how much you like your quiet time, your reflection time. You know,
yes.
being in Petra's space and reconnecting with whatever Petra needs to reconnect with.
Ça,
I
c'est
am
obligé.
expecting that to
C'est
come up,
obligé.
and I thank you that last year you didn't do that. Last year you hung in there for me when you would have normally have taken a break and disappeared. But I do expect you to take a break quite shortly. That's another reason to celebrate as well. My good news. The listeners don't know. We're not telling them.
We're not
Everything's
telling
for them. No.
That's for you and me. Yes.
Yeah. So
Another one, three more through it. That's
there you
it.
go. There you
Yep,
go.
and-
That we got through with that.
Yes, indeed.
So
Beautiful
and I know,
news,
and your
beautiful news,
and
by
your
the way.
news, what you went through last year, where you had to pause, reflect, and
For the whole
recover, and so let's change into that
To
you
that.
got through.
Oh,
with
and
all
your
of that as
birthday.
well. My birthday
yes,
was
the 3rd of
on
March.
The 3rd of
Yes.
March, and it was wonderful to be able to spend it in Paris. And to me, it was
But
lovely that
wait.
your mum travelled on the 3rd of March.
Okay,
and
we still have
all-
to chin though.
What's that?
Because remember, we haven't seen each other since the fellowship. Chin to that, we haven't seen each other.
the fellowship.
Yeah, for UE. For UEL.
We haven't seen each other?
No, we haven't.
Oh my
Have we?
goodness.
No, we haven't.
Oh my goodness. Yes, yeah,
Exactly.
let's do that as well. Yeah, I mean, and for me, it's the academic work, the anthology that's coming out of that we
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
celebrate.
to that.
We need
Yes,
to do
darling.
that. We need to do that too. So we've had lots of reasons to celebrate, and we have had to do that remotely.
Yes.
So to be
Yeah.
here and in Paris and actually acknowledge all of those things, and it was such a nice touch of Josephine and her husband to arrange the smallest macaroon in the world with a candle in it from the restaurant yesterday. That was really nice of them.
That was
really nice of them
nice.
as well.
And that is how she is.
All right.
Josephine, that is how she is. Right? And she will give you your moment when your moment is deserved, right? She will acknowledge beautiful things that does happen to you, right? And we all need that. And bearing in mind, last night was the first time that she met you, and she just whispered to her husband. And Tutus, we had macaroons and candles coming out in the people restaurant, and I'm seeing the candles
Who did that? Yeah,
it came
who did
back
that?
because the server came from behind, right? And now I'm facing the server, and I'm wondering where is that going, because bearing in mind the table next to us, they were celebrating a birthday.
They were, yeah.
So I thought they were going there, right? But then the macaron is coming to you, and everybody. And I heard it was Josephine. I heard first singing the happy birthday.
Right.
Wait, what? I was so confused. But then I was so tired. So
It was. You were exhausted. Well, the chair made me jump then. I was exhausted. You were exhausted. We all were exhausted.
But then everybody was like, "Happy birthday to you!" And I was
the
like,
next table
"Yeah,
as
that
well,
was
the other
lovely."
table as well.
Yeah, there was
and it was such a nice
celebrating.
surprise as well. She asked me,
That was
were you
lovely.
surprised? I said, yes,
Yes.
because we only just mentioned that it was my
Yeah,
birthday. And then
this is it.
suddenly something,
To arrange that.
Yeah, that was very nice
And
of her.
I love that about Josephine because
Yeah.
she will give you your applause even if we don't do things for applause between
Yeah.
you and me.
Yeah.
But she will acknowledge you when it is truly necessary and stuff. So yeah, she's somebody who celebrates every little thing that you achieve. She'll be like, "Oh yeah, we need to celebrate that. Let's go out for lunch or let's go out for
wonderful.
drinks or."
Yeah.
You can tell Josephine the smallest of things that you've achieved, and she'll be like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, we need to celebrate. Let's go out." I don't know if for her it could be like an opportunity to go out for every little thing, but if you want somebody to celebrate you and what you've achieved in life, yeah, you need to call her.
Well, the thing is, the journey's many steps, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
And
let's talk about
sometimes
that.
when you're doing things, you just need someone that's going to carry you just that little bit of encouragement,
it, yep.
that little bit of support. You know, I have felt so appreciated by you and your mum this weekend. When we arrived
I'm
in
pleased.
Paris, hungry,
Ooh.
Petra's mum cooked for us. I've got the containers here, don't let me forget
do you?
them. So we had rice, we had pulses, we had fish, we had carrots, potatoes,
That's
you name
right.
it. You name it.
St.
we
Lucian
had it.
style,
St.
St. Lucian
Lucian style that
Yeah,
your mum
man.
bought for us, and that made us feel really appreciated. You know, Neville said yesterday, I've got to go over and speak to your mum personally
really?
to thank her
Oh, stop it.
for catering for
Really?
us on Friday night.
Oh,
It
wow.
was such a lovely touch because
Yeah.
once we got in, it was late.
Yes.
Then you got to check into the hotel. Then you've got to try and find your bearings and everything else. And to know that we didn't have to worry about our meal
That did help.
Friday night, that
did
really,
help.
really helped. And again, thank her and you for your generosity
Definitely.
last night as well. We felt
We-
very much looked after.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and we would do a trip like that. You know, we would do a trip like that again. I think Neville is already talking about, Paris Fashion Week next year. Next year, or
He
wherever you
enjoys-
happen to be.
He enjoys a little bit too much then.
I just think because again, once upon a time, you would feel, what's the word? Like you don't belong in a particular space.
Not anymore.
No.
We're not doing that.
No.
We don't know how to do that. That is out of the window.
So to be invited into these spaces, we're not forcing ourselves in either.
No.
Yeah.
We
We're
belong
taking
there.
advantage of the space that's available, and we're going in
We
on the
belong
same
there.
par as all the other designers
Yeah.
that was there.
Yes.
But to sit on the front row is special. I don't care. From now on, it's only VIP. It's only VIP. That's the
If
only
it
way
ain't
we're traveling.
VIP, we ain't doing
We're
it.
not doing it. We're not doing it.
We ain't doing it.
Yeah.
VIP
Well,
is all we know from here now on. Yeah.
Well, Petra, we have easily been able to speak for over an hour.
Already?
Yeah, and I know that we could probably talk
Another
a bit
two?
more, unless there was something that that you definitely wanted to get into this podcast, or you wanted to mention some aspects of it. But I believe that we've covered everything.
I think we've covered everything. We've covered about the future. We've covered the potential of sponsorship.
Yeah.
Yo, look at me,
Il
eh?
a pas essayé la lotion.
Sponsorship.
Moi, je regarde.
God, my eyes are red. I'm tired.
Yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes. That's the way it goes. You've done a big job, so
Wow.
I'm going to be tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that
this man-
part. I
this
want
man-
that part in the. I want that part in the podcast so that people can see how tired I am, so that they can.
Oh, this is
understand.
unedited. Unfortunately, it's
Oh.
unedited, so it's going in anyway. I thought this gentleman was going to put his head into our
Into our
shot as well. Look, it's coming back round again.
Cuckoo.
They're going to walk the other way like the women.
I know.
But they come round to be
To be a part of it.
There's always a white person in a black
Because you know,
person,
it's because
black
they're
woman's
sitting at
business.
the table next ahead of us, and you've noticed the whole time they're sitting there, they keep looking at us.
Yeah,
but
because we look good, the camera's there, but
Yes.
sometimes whatever you do, there's always a white
There's
woman,
always-
a white man somewhere looking to be in black women's business. So we've lived it now.
you gave it
And
the
we're taking up
whiteness,
space.
no?
So we're taking up space. This is where we belong. And that's another thing I liked about the fashion show. It's very diverse.
Yes.
Everybody was
We
there
had
represented.
designers from Dubai, we had designers
Yes.
from the US, we had
Yeah.
designers from the Philippines, we had designers from Spain, and I was the only person, let it be known now. I was the only person that represented the Caribbean. No.
And
I got to stress on
Patrice,
it.
by the same token, Patrice was
And
the
Patrice,
only
the only
black male model in
Stop
the
it.
entire show.
I did not realize.
I've got goosebumps thinking about it, Petra. Because I kid you not, that was the first thing Neville clocked. You realise he was the only black male model that was there. Because you had black females there, didn't you? You had black women who were all very pretty and glamorous, by the way. In fact, I think all
Yes,
the
ma'am.
models, I think we had transsexuals, we had, transgender models, we had,
All inclusive.
Everything was inclusive about
And that
it
is
and
what
very
makes
diverse.
the show very, very beautiful.
Well done, well
You don't
done.
feel left out. You don't feel like you don't belong. And everybody was interacting. You should have seen the backstage.
Right.
Everybody was
Good.
interacting with everybody. Even if we don't know each other's names, we'll be like, hi, darling, how are you? The moment I walked in, I was like, good morning, good morning, good morning. And I make sure I spoke with my Lucian accent, because for those who don't know, I may speak with a British accent because sometimes it comes out because I've lived in England for 18 years. So I can go in and out of British accent, French accent, and Caribbean accent. I made it a priority that yesterday I spoke 100% Caribbean,
Oh,
right?
goosebumps.
And the came out because we solutions, we always have a or a E to say at the end of everything.
Right.
That I make sure that came out. Let it be known that is who I am, right?
Unapologetically.
But the show itself, everybody was welcome. Everybody was making time despite how busy it is. It was, sorry. If I came up to you, no matter how busy, and I spoke to you, you would give me your time. I didn't have to know names. I didn't feel left out. I didn't have to, it didn't feel like it was there was a race situation going on. It didn't feel like there was a sexism thing going on. It didn't feel like nothing. Everybody was into everybody. And I have to give it to the platform that organized the show in that capacity.
Yes.
It was fantastic. Will I do it again? Hell yes. I was going to say another thing there, but I skipped the word.
Yes.
But hell yes.
And I think that's why Patrice loved it as well. I think Patrice saw a reflection of himself. People who are also interested in what he's. It reminded me of when we went to his open day at university to look around.
Yes.
I came away thinking, I hope he gets in because Patrice's tribe is there. His people are there. And as a creative person,
Excusez-moi.
should we get a menu?
Je vous dois l'autre, s'il vous plaît. Ah oui. Je ne sais pas quoi ça. Je ne sais pas. C'est ça? Ok. Je ne finis pas. Excusez-moi, monsieur.
Can we have 2 menus as well, please? 2 menus, please?
Menus.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are we eating?
I'm starving.
Listen, I've been talking so much. I didn't realize that I haven't eaten.
You're all right. Well, we'll do that. Thank you very much.
Merci.
Yeah. So yes, I think he found his tribe there.
Yes.
He found his people there, other creatives, because you don't just have one talent, do you? You pick up other talents, like how you picked up some of the macrame stuff that you did in the fashion show and all of that.
That was my
you were
first
self-taught.
attempt at macrame.
Yeah.
And I imagine my first attempt at macrame, and I put that on Paris Fashion Week stage, and the feedback. Did you see the young lady who was wearing the macrame with the backpack and the headpiece? This lady, they would not leave her
They wouldn't leave her.
alone.
I didn't leave her alone either. She was stunning, absolutely
Even after
stunning.
the showcasing, photographers had this lady for a whole other hour and a half of taking
She couldn't
photos.
leave. Yeah, just
she
as well.
couldn't
She was just
leave.
exclusively yours.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Right? So she went from one photograph to the other. Saba? Sabo? Okay. You want okay, can you give us like 5 minutes? 6 minutes a call. Okay, merci. Yeah. So they would not leave her alone. But all of that is advertisement for me.
Oh, 100%.
I
This
love
man
it.
hugged her so
She was
much. I thought she
tired.
wanted to be rescued.
She looked
And yet still, when I said to her, "Can I have my photo taken?" She was like, "Yeah, sure." And we took a brilliant picture.
and she was so graceful about
so
it.
great. And that was her first show.
She was
Her
so
first show, and she was so
graceful
popular.
about it. Right? And she would not say no to anybody. She would be like, yeah, sure. And you could literally see the tiredness in her face. Poor girl.
I thought this was the drinks menu that he's passed back.
Oh no,
Is
wait,
there food
what is
in there?
that?
Because I can't see it. I can see soft drinks. I can see coffees. I can see
No.
my limited French. I'm picking up here.
Is that-
no, this is
that's not food?
No.
I am so tired that my vision is blurry right now. I can't even read.
Okay, we won't go there then. No, these are ciders and whiskies and cognacs and
I know.
champagnes and all that. But it's okay. Why don't we close the interview
Yeah.
first, and then we can then concentrate on what food looks like.
Yes.
If it's not here, then elsewhere.
Yeah, we can get something in here. Because I'm too tired to go anywhere.
No problem at all.
I can't
Look,
shift.
folks, thank you so much for hanging on in there with us, live and direct from Paris. This interview, I believe, comes out on the 1st of May. The next time I will be interviewing Robin Travis, which will come out on the 1st of April. So stick with us, and thank you for listening to the Unedited Conversations podcast. Bye for now.
Bye. Oh, bye.